Hey guys, the end of week 4, going Charlotte Mason. I want to give you an update. I also have some stuff that we're adding to our school that I created and had published on Amazon. So I'm going to show them to you, and they're also available if you want them too. But I'm really excited about them, and I will show you in a sec. We've decided to try the Charlotte Mason method for 12 weeks and see what sticks. So, okay, so I didn't even realize that this was spring break week, but it turned out that we did not again have a full week of school. Last week, my excuse was that we were all sick. All my kids were throwing up, my husband too. But then this week, we are moving tomorrow to a city for 5 weeks so that my husband can do some student courses. And so this whole week, I had to get my taxes done that were not done, not just for my personal stuff, but also for our farm. All the packing, all the cleaning. So we did do school this week, but little bits of school. We had a car appointment, so we took that morning to drop the car off, and we spent 3 hours in Tim Hortons and the library doing school. We also tried to really focus this past week on Easter week, on Holy Week, I should say. And it was really lovely. I really particularly loved the one, the pack that I got from, I'm gonna mess up her name, Heidi Lee Anderson. That's it. Anyways, and she had a Holy Week pack, and it was just a really fun, like, one pager that you read to your kids with a coloring sheet that, like, you build a map until Easter Sunday, or Resurrection Sunday, pardon me. And I just loved it. And I thought my kids really loved it. And we did foot washing on Thursday. So we really kind of zoned out from our Charlotte Mason plans, which I just thought I need to allow this. I do not want this to box us in. I have to find joy, and I have to be in control of this. We're still going to go forward with our plans and stuff like that. I'm really seeing that, like, I should have accounted for, when I planned out our 12 weeks, I should have accounted for some bumps. So it might turn into more like 13 or 14 weeks. But that's okay. So we had a really, really good week, and we still kept up with a little bit of our schedule, but mostly alternative schedule this past week. However, there's something that I have been wanting to add right from the start, but I didn't have it here in time. When you publish stuff on Amazon, it takes a while for them to approve it and all that stuff. So it just was a lot of waiting. And then when you order like author copies, it's a longer shipping time than if you were just a customer going and ordering a book from Amazon. So they finally arrived, and I want to show you all my kids' new notebooks. So this is for my oldest. He likes blue, and then I have pink and gray for my youngest, and then green for my middle one. And I love the pink. The pink is my favorite. I'll tell you what they are in just a sec. But in fact, if I go close to the camera, you'll see. I love the gradient. I was trying to go for a gradient, and I love the gray to pink. And I tried to do that with the other ones, but they just didn't print in quite the gradient. The green, actually, I still like. I like the green. The green gradient is cool. I just wanted it to be subtle, but when they're all lined up, I wanted it to be noticeable. That what I don't see it as well on the blue. I feel like the blue printing, it just doesn't, things sometimes look different in print than they do digitally, right? Often, always. So I just don't see a lot of changes. This one looks a little bit more of a gray blue to me. These ones look the same to me. Anyway, so heads up, if you're wanting a gradient, pink is the best one, pink and green. However, let me show you what they are. So maybe you already know because of the titles that you saw. So basically, compute is my husband hates the covers. He's like, I can't read the word. I'm like, it's cute. I made him. I'm sorry if you hate the cover too, but the side has the actual words. So compute. So compute, it's just graph paper, okay? And I did it specifically with this style of graph paper because a lot of us have older students who prefer the smaller squares, and some of us are working with younger students who want the bigger squares. And when I looked at other graph paper online, I looked at the comment sections of what people were saying, and a lot of people were like, well, it's too small or it's too big. And I thought, then I'm gonna do it this way, and then everybody's happy. That's all very simple. That's the compute book. And then Narrate, I actually have 2 versions of this. So I have Narrate Junior, it's called, and you can see the cover has like these dotted lines so you know what's coming. And then I also have the same Narrate that's normal, and I'll show you the difference. So in the Narrate Junior, they're gonna have three or just like a back and forth page. So the front page with like a little place to draw, and then they have the school lines. What do you call that? I don't know, school lines, you know, for when they're needing that extra help to make their letters nice. And then the regular Narrate is just simple lines. And I also I think I gave them 3 pages. Yeah, so in this one, let me just clarify. So in this one side has the little draw space and then half a line page and then a full line page. And then it goes right back to the next one because I assume that younger kids will be writing less. But then in the regular Narrate one, I still wanted that drawing space because I know so many kids love to draw. And so there is a blank space to draw. It's a little bit smaller. You get a little more half a page than half a page of lines. And then, well, I guess books flip this way. Then they'll get a full page and then another full page. And then it goes to half a page again. So they're getting 2.5 pages to do writing before there's a drawing spot. Anyway, so that's how the Narrate book works. That's not the Narrate Junior. So Narrate Junior, Narrate. Anyway, I really like it. I'm gonna be stealing this book for my own narration because I have some more that I want to talk about. I wonder if I should make a whole new video. I'm getting into like mother culture, mother education, but I'd like to pursue it a little bit more maybe and then make another video on it. But I need my own Narrate book. Mottos. So what I have learned is that the book of mottos, or it's got another name. Oh yeah, and by the way, Narrate, this is gonna be, I'm gonna use these books for, yes, narration, written narration, but also journaling, storying, like whatever they want to do. We're just gonna use it as a notebook. I just wanted really Charlotte Mason names on them, so I put Narrate on it. Anyway, book of mottos, there's another name, shoot. I'm gonna try to remember it. Commonplace, a commonplace book? I think so. You guys, I'm not the Charlotte Mason professional here. I am just enjoying and soaking up the learning and sharing. But other Charlotte Mason mamas who've been doing this for years and years may know better. Anyway, so a book of mottos, this is different than the Narrate book. It's not very different in format because, well, it is. It doesn't have drawing space. It's just all 100% lines all the way through. So the purpose of this, I want my kids to be able to have one that they keep forever. It's not for this year. And it is where when you're doing copy work or you're just reading or whatever, if you find significant things that are meaningful or you want to remember them, maybe it's really humorous, maybe it's really deep, you would write those mottos in here. And this would be something that you write less in, like less often and less probably quantity of things, but stuff that you or your children want to remember. So I wanted them each to have their own book of mottos so that when they graduate, they can take it with them and they'll have mottos in it that were meaningful for them right from young ages. So I'm really excited about the motto book. Anyway, it's just a notebook, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be awesome. The other thing, Charlotte Mason recommended that all children have their own calendar. And that is what inspired me to make all these books, because I really just wanted to, I started making calendar stuff and I was like, I just wish it was in a book. And I have the ability to publish on Amazon. So I was like, I think I'm gonna make it on there. So the calendar has a little bit more to it. The calendar is, oh, and I really am excited to show you the timeline one next. But anyway, so the calendar one, in the beginning of the book, I just have some like 2024 to 2026. I planned this as like a 3-year, possibly a 3-year calendar book. So I have all the dates there, but I want my kids to set up their month, each month. Just so that we can go over, for my younger kids, it's practicing days of the week, understanding how our days work, paying attention if there's a leap year and all that kind of thing, how many days. I think that this will, them writing in their own numbers will help solidify that. Anyway, so then the calendar pages are a 2-page spread, the name of the month here, Sunday to Saturday is up here, it's a Sunday start. They're gonna fill in the numbers, and then they're also gonna fill in when are their piano lessons, or they might back journal too. What did we do that day? I'm gonna go write that in my calendar. My little girl has already been using hers because she wants to count down till our trip, till we move. So that's been really fun. So that's the same all the way through. They're just blank squares, and it's just very customizable for what they want to use this for. And my intention is to really give my kids ownership of this, that they put what's important to them on their calendar. I might help them get started with a bit of the habits, but anyway, so there's 3 years worth of months. And then I have a little section, I thought it would be cute just to put favorite memories. If there's any kind of favorite memories that we wanna, maybe we had a ski hill day and they have a memory from that. I just have a date, place, and a little place for them to write. So that's there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's about a dozen of those. I also have a couple of years, the 2024 and 2025 moon calendars, in case we start doing any of that for kind of nature study. I thought that would be handy in there. I also have United States and Canadian common holidays. So whether you're from USA or Canada like me, our different holidays, so that my kids every month, they're gonna look in the back, they're gonna look at the holiday spot and see if they need to put any holidays in their calendar. And then I also just put a page for subject loops, so that, and daily routine. So a 2-page thread if we wanted to get into them, working with them to set up their days too. So this may be something that we use more, I think, as we get into our rhythm. I'm not going to go to these pages right now, but I just wanted it in the back of the calendar, and it doesn't make the book that much more costly to add these pages. So I was like, I'm just going to put this in the back, and maybe even other families would like those things too. So subject loops, especially like when I was thinking of planning Charlotte Mason style, I just left lines for Bible, lines for history, lines for natural history and sciences, lines for geography and other and language arts. And then maybe what days you'll want to do them and stuff, just so that we can kind of have that visual breakdown of like, okay, what books are we reading for all these subjects and that kind of thing. So I thought it was going to really help. I was really excited about those pages. And I think that was it. Yeah, that goes all the way to the end. So that's the calendar. Super excited. Each of my kids has one. It will be their own. It will be separate from mine. And then the timeline. Okay, so I really wanted a timeline. There's 2 things that I immediately knew that I wanted on my table or on our school table every single day if we did this Charlotte Mason trial. And one was, like after reading her book, one was to have a globe or a map, so that every single time we're reading a read aloud, like a novel, or we're reading an informational book, or we're watching a YouTube video or whatever, anytime there's a place, we've been getting out the globe. Where is it? Let's find it. We pause and we look at the map or we look at the globe every single time, just to really it helps them visualize while we're learning. And it also helps the retention of geography and where everything is. And then the other thing I really wanted, so I'm really excited it arrived, was the timeline, or people call it in the Charlotte Mason world, the Book of Centuries. So I wanted a Book of Centuries. This is how it's set up. This is for what's this? So this is the year 199 to 1100 BC. Okay. And it's set up I just put a light grid. It's not dark. I just put a light grid in the background. So if we learn about a composer, we're going to find his century. We're going to put his name or even picture. I should show you the timeline ideas that I have. I'll do that right after this. You're going to put it in here somewhere about whatever you're learning. So it's just like the map. Anytime we're reading a book or we're studying anything, if there's a time stamp on anything, we go to our book of centuries and we can put it in, whether that's pencil or whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's gonna be really good. What I did do, I started it, just in case you guys are wondering about dates, I'm a young earther, heads up. I did start at 999 BC, okay? So it's pretty generous. But I did 1,000-year timelines, because I want this to be a book of centuries, but I did 1,000 years up until, let me find it, up until 3000 BC. So I did 1,000-year spreads until 2999 BC. Wow, I should just say 3000 BC. And then we start, this one is a 500-year block, because there might be actually some things to fill in if you're doing biblical stuff or whatever. And then starting at 2500 BC, then it goes into 100 years each. So then it's just centuries, all the way up until, what was my last date in here? My last spread, oh, and I put some blank ones in the back too. My last spread is 2099. Anyway, in the very back too, I have various maps, because one thing that I have found as we're doing, how many maps do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 maps. Because one thing I found while we were doing Middle Ages is I really appreciated when there was a big change in like the world structure. We painted or we colored maps according to kind of the people groups in the world, and then like a big chunk of time later we colored it again to see how they changed, and I really appreciated that. So I put 6 maps in the back just in case that's something that you want to do, or I know we want to do it. I wanted it in our book where we could color in the map of the world and also see the population growth of the world too. That was a really interesting perspective of that. So anyway, so this whole thing, that's all it is, but it is something that will be in our table all the time. Let's talk about timeline, because you could pencil it in, you could let your kids draw. I feel like if I let my kids draw in it, the entire century would get filled up with one lesson, because my kids love to draw. They love it. And I don't need them to create a whole scene, because I want this timeline book to last for years so that we can keep drawing those lines between centuries. When we go back and put something in, we might go, oh, hey, Leonardo da Vinci is here. What? That was the same time as this happened. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the timeline that we made for our Middle Ages study. And this is the Gather Round painting from their books, but this timeline is not from the Gather Round. But what we did was, maybe I should zoom it in closer. What my son did, I got him to use Canva, and he designed all these little tags. So they have like the year, and then a bit about what was going on, a title, and then even a picture. And then after he had like a page full, we'd print it out, he'd cut them out, and then he'd paste them on here. He also color coded them depending on the region of the world, because as you see here, our map, when we were studying the regions, we gave them different colors. And so the colors coordinate with these little timeline things. And yeah, books we read, we put where Robin Hood is on here, and Joan of Arc and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, so I really like this idea, because when you type and print, like this takes up way less space, even with the picture, than my son could have written it. So I don't know, I'm gonna see if this becomes a chore to him, a labor. I'm gonna scratch it. But if he enjoys working with Canva and doing these prints, then I think what we'll do is we'll just have that, he knows where it is on the computer, we'll make sure it's easily accessible, and maybe he just prints off tags. The kids also have, I got them like little, they're not very good quality, but I got them like little label maker machines. So he could also do that. He could make a little label and just print it off and use it becomes like a sticker, and he could stick that in his timeline. It's actually a pretty good idea. I kind of like the label maker idea. Let me go get one, I'll show you. Okay, again, this is not high quality. I will put the Amazon link for this as well below, just because, so you know where to get one, but please know this is not good quality. Like it prints it's just black and white, and it prints like, I'm trying to find one that's like, it's a little bit grainy. This is really dark. I feel like this is unusually dark. This is a picture that they printed. It's not actually, I wonder if I can find one with words. Okay, here's one. My daughter had a purpley one. So she has like little emojis and stuff that she can put on it. And you can put pictures into, you do it on a tablet. You can put pictures or shapes or whatever, and then you can type text and stuff like that. So anyway, and you buy these little refill rolls, and they go in your little machine. You just connect them with Bluetooth to your tablet. You do have to download an app. Anyway, these ones were okay. I don't see it here. My little girl has a different brand. I will put the link for hers below, because it's hers that I like the best. And yeah, and so then they can just like print them off, and then with a little bit of text, and it would be the same idea as like using the Canva program. I do feel like the Canva program was a little bit more, there's a lot going on in Canva. There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of options. I feel like for kids, this one would probably be better. Pick a picture, upload a picture, write some text. That's all you need for the whole timeline thing, right? So anyway, so in today's video, I will share with you guys the links to all these books that are mine. Like I'm publishing them on Amazon. I make less than $1 per book though. Like it's Amazon takes a lot, but I try to keep them as cheap as possible like as cheap as they would let me sell them, so that they would just be available. I think, if I remember right, I think there's something like $8 Canadian. So it should be a little bit less US. And then I'll link these as well. Anyway, so that's my update for this week. I'm really excited to show you guys maybe our new house. I also have to do like a little bit of a video of like a recap for March. So that'll come next. I'll probably wait till we move though. I'll wait till like April 1st, maybe even April 2nd. I don't know how long it's gonna take us to settle in. I'll give you a little tour, and yeah, I'm excited to have a little adventure, a little away time for 5 weeks. I'm very, very fortunate. I have my parents close and my husband's parents close. They're gonna look after the animals and my little baby plants, and I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to just go have a little adventure with the family. So I will stay connected on here. I'm excited to share. And yeah, I hope you guys have a really great weekend. He is risen. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. Yeah, I just hope you guys had a really great weekend. And if it's past that when you're watching this, I hope you like had it in the past, a great weekend, and that we just remember what Jesus did for us. I am so sitting in that gratefulness in this season right now. I feel like after like our, Good Friday yesterday, kids and I did some foot washing and stuff on Thursday, which was amazing. Anyway, that's a little bit off the topic of our Charlotte Mason week, but it was just lovely. I loved it. Okay, I will talk to you later. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.